So let me just preface this video by saying that I'm a huge fan of Vaush, and I didn't actually want to react to him. I just woke up this morning, I got in the shower, I put on a video to listen to. It happened to be a Vaush video about censorship, and right in the beginning he said a couple things that are concerning to me and just something I don't agree with. So I do want to go ahead and address that. However, this is not an attack on Vaush, so there's going to be no digs, no bloodshed against Vaush, because honestly Vaush is doing a great job advocating for the left. He does such a good job at pulling people over to the left. I praised him before. I've made videos about how he's actually the reason I became a leftist. So yeah, so this video comes from a place of love. I just have a differing opinion when it comes to that. Real quick though, if you could like and sub and comment if you enjoyed the video, or if you have a question or something to say, it helps me tremendously in the YouTube algorithm. It really shows me that you're enjoying my content, and it will allow YouTube to show my videos to more people. So it helps me as a creator, and honestly I just want people to see my videos and see my music, get my content out there, because I think my voice is an important voice. I think I can help people. That's what it comes back to at the end of the day. I do have a song that's dropping at 2 p.m. Central Time today. I'm hella proud of this song. I love how it came out. I did a really cool effect in the beginning, so I hope y'all tune in at 2 p.m. Anyways, getting right into the video, I have a clip right here and we're gonna go ahead and get into the good shit.
Prompt is, the right is more censored than the left.
Ooh, wait, hold on. Fuck, this is such a loaded question. I don't think that getting banned off Twitter is censorship. I consider censorship to be like the government actually cracking down on what you can say. If we're just treating it as the government cracking down on what you can say, like the government itself, then I would say historically the left is way the fuck more censored than the right. If we're talking about, like, Twitter bans, yeah, the right gets banned way more from Twitter, because they keep violating TOS. Like, you can't, like, imagine if you have, like, 3 parties, like Republican, Democrat, and then, like, the N-word sayers, and they're all white people, and their political belief is they want to say the N-word. Yeah, of course they're gonna get banned from social media, like, all the time, okay? That's, like, alright, is that them getting, like, censored for their political beliefs? Maybe, I don't know, it just...
So first off, 100% the left is more censored than the right when it comes to the government. 100%. The government is super against socialism becoming a thing. We saw that back in the day when socialism started popping up in South America, that America actually fucking squashed that shit, right? They squashed that shit, they gave the opposing parties guns, and then they fucking allowed them to traffic cocaine and crack into fucking America. A lot of corrupt shit going on, super against socialism. So yeah, I agree with that. However, I don't think censorism is just from the government. Like, if I'm being censored by anybody, I don't fucking like that shit. I'm a very anti-authority person. I do not like people of authority. I do not like people telling me what to do. I barely like the government telling me what to do. I barely like having laws, but I understand that we do need to have laws to, like, be in a productive society. However, when we're talking about online censorship, I don't like the idea of these big companies that pretty much, like, where else are you gonna go? Like, there's other apps and shit, right? Like, there's other apps that you can go on, but the big ones like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, like, that's where all the shit's at, you know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna hear you, it's not gonna matter, all your friends are there. So for all intents and purposes, there's basically only big tech to go to if you want to be online, and TOS is arbitrary. So to say that, like, oh well, to say that Republicans get banned because of TOS, like, that doesn't matter to me. I have an issue with, like, Leafy getting banned. Here's my thing, is that, like, I feel like you should be able to kind of say what you want on the internet, unless if it's, like, directly goes against the law. Like we already have laws in place to keep people safe. We don't need to have further restrictions on, like, online. And if you don't see that this is a fucking problem, like, look at the way YouTube is nowadays. People are terrified of getting their videos demonetized, getting their videos suppressed. Every other day I turn on a Philip DeFranco video, Philip DeFranco's over here talking about how, like, oh, please share this video because YouTube is going to suppress this video. And not even because he's breaking TOS, just because he's talking about heavy topics. When real life becomes too much to handle on the internet and it needs to be censored, that's a fucking issue. Why are we censoring real life? Like, that is a issue. And for the people who talk about, like, people like Alex Jones, like they shouldn't be able to spew this crazy propaganda and this crazy ass like conspiracy theories that harm people. But the issue is what about QAnon? QAnon didn't happen on any of these sites. QAnon happened on their own forums, and yeah, they posted shit on Facebook, but even with Facebook's high censorship and Facebook like suppressing things and taking things down, it couldn't stop it. So here's the thing, like when we're talking about the marketplace of ideas, like it seems like leftists are scared. It's like, oh, well, can you not combat it? Like, can you not combat Alex Jones? Like, how about we be stronger? How about we just get in there and fucking like, you know, like combat that shit? Because it's not like QAnon's gonna get banned off here every time because of TOS, and it still doesn't stop the spread of misinformation, so that's not really helpful. I watched this amazing video that was talking about how we're already past the golden age of the internet, and I would have to agree, because back in the day on YouTube, I loved a lot of the shit that was on YouTube, and nowadays a lot of that shit won't fly. A lot of the content that was like, let's say a little bit more mean, a little bit more like almost bullying, borderline, but I don't think it's really bullying if you're making a video joking about people. I don't know, I guess people have differing opinions, but I've said it and I'll say it again. I'm a leftist because I want real world change. I don't give a fuck about what's happening online. I feel like people should be able to come online and vent, come online, be an asshole, come online and spread positivity, whatever it may be. I get a lot of shit, and not for a minute do I think, oh, those people shouldn't be allowed to give me shit, you know? But in this video about how we're out of the golden age of online already, he says that was around 2008, which I would agree. But anyways, he does mention something like, we'll never get someone like Filthy Frank again. And yeah, we'll never get someone like Filthy Frank, we'll never get someone like Leafly. And I can't help but think that if I was making YouTube videos back in 2008, that I might grow a little bit better, because I'm a little bit out there, I swear a lot, I say some things, you know what I mean? I make fucking, I rap and shit, and I do feel like that YouTube, it's harder in the algorithm for me to grow because I'm not such a censored person, because I don't censor myself. I pretty much say how I feel, and I don't really care about saying shit, you know what I mean? I swear a lot, so it's so stupid. Like, every time I watch a YouTube video and I see people start beeping, they beep their shit, like, it's like, is this the world we're living in? You cannot tell me that online censorship hasn't gone too far, especially when it's literally like 4 companies that are controlling the entire internet. Like fucking like 90% of internet traffic goes to 4 companies. That is a monopoly. That is not okay, and they should not be censoring to the degree that people feel like they have to beep themselves to not get demonetized. That's not okay.
This is the question that I have to ask to people who don't like TOSs, okay? How would you feel if you created a fan forum for, like, a kid's cartoon show or something? You know what I mean? And you have, like, a little forum, but you can't have any TOS. So every once in a while, neo-Nazis go over there and they spam gore, they spam pornography, they spam... It's not illegal! That's not illegal. Nothing illegal about that. They just spam it, and the community is unusable by children. Is that acceptable? Well, no. Obviously, you need some kind of terms of service to regulate the behavior that people can engage in. Well, okay. What if you have a service like Twitter, and they don't really like the idea of their community being overrun by, like, harassers and bigots? Well, do we have a TOS there? Sure, yeah. There is a broader argument to be made that big tech has way more power than it should, and that's true, but TOSs aren't going away. They will always be a part of the ways in which we engage with online services.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with people coming and spamming blood and gore. Like, if that's what they want to do, then that's what they're gonna fucking do. Like, what do you mean? Like, if I walked around the street with a picture of blood and gore, you can't fucking stop that. There's no TOS for that. I 100% believe that the only TOS that we need is the government with their fucking laws. If it's not illegal, why the fuck can't I do it online? Unless if it's like a place for kids, like he said, like, oh, like it will be unusable by kids. Well, shit, if it's like made for kids, then I understand having rules, but that's for kids and shit. But like, you know what I mean? Like, when we're grown and we're saying like, oh, grown folk can't handle gore, motherfucker, like, the world is scary. Like, people get shot, people get stabbed. Like, you're gonna see gore in real life at some point, probably. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, it's the fucking internet. Why the fuck would we be trying to censor real life from the internet? Like, it's like, I hate this idea. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, when I go online, I always wonder, like, do these people not know how fucked up the real world is? That, like, some shit happens online, they freak out, and I'm like, damn. Like, motherfuckers getting mugged outside my apartment. What are you talking about? Like, they shooting. Like, what do you mean? Like, what is you saying? Like I'll say it again. I became a leftist because I want equality. I want people to be able to be on the level playing field in the real world. I want there to not be discrimination and biases against minority groups and things like that. I really care about this shit. But you know what I don't care about? I'm about to coin a new term. Fuck SJWs, because social justice is highly important. Social justice is so important. I don't like internet warriors. I don't like people that sit up on the internet and have an issue with what people say on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck if, like, you want to harass someone, like, if you're not breaking the law. Like, there's, like, online harassment laws, right? So if you're taking it that far and they take it over to police, then you should be... And then that's it. Like, that's all we need. We don't need a fucking company to step in and be like, you know what it feels like? I don't know if your parents ever did this, but did you ever get in a fight with your sibling and then your parent steps in, right? You know what I mean? Like, we're grown. We can handle situations on our own. If someone's being a shithead, then someone else can deal with it. You know what I mean? We don't need fucking, like, the parent, as in Google or as in YouTube or fucking Facebook or whatever it may be, or Twitter. We don't need the parent to step in like, oh, come on now, you're gonna go sit in Twitter jail for a little bit. We're fucking grown. Like, can we fucking just interact how we want? You know, I don't have an issue of people saying whatever the fuck they want. If someone wants to harass me online, I'm just gonna block them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like the idea of companies telling me what I can and can't do. I barely like the idea of the fucking government doing it. But since the government's already doing it, can I live in an online space where they just keep their hands off the control panel and they just let people fucking live? Like, literally, just let people live. Who the fuck cares if people spam dumb shit? Grow up. People will be in your face with dumb shit in real life, and you can't report it. There's no TOS. There's only laws. All we need is laws. Companies don't need to make laws. Fuck that shit.